What is a patriot? A patriot is someone that loves Christ, country, and their family and neighbors. Someone who is willing to stand up for what's right. Although there may be a cost to them, someone who has overcome fear, because fear is of Satan, willing to go the extra mile to do and show what's right. The only reason I'm on YouTube is because of God. I feel it is my destiny, my duty to do and say the things God shows me, or else I'm no good to God at all. All patriots must stand up or risk losing God, country, and family. This is all of our destiny, to do God's work. Thanks to all who watch my videos. But remember, it's not about us, but about our children, our country, our God. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. We'll see you next week.
That's right. Longest show in history. Well, 2 seconds. No, 20. Let's see. 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Well, close enough. Oh, we got Neil's Han Dynasty. Hello, Neil. How you doing, brother? Welcome. Liberty Train. What's up, Liberty Train? Snooks.
Snooks 22. Oh, look at there, Cheryl Rich.
This other way. I got pop-ups coming. I can't get to nothing. There's Miss Cheryl right there. Oh, Elvis is here. What's up, Elvis? Good to see you.
Pudding. Banana Anna. Aloha. Aloha, Banana Anna and Josh.
Miss Lisa Anderson. Hello, Miss Lisa. How you doing today, girl? Good to see you. Angel Rose. What's up, Angel Rose? Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, there's a beautiful Chrissy Cat. What's up, Chrissy Cat? Good to see you, girl. Welcome. I'll let you go for a few now, Steve.
Oh, Richard Prize. Aloha, brother.
And I don't know who this guy is.
I've heard of him. Just be careful.
He's supposed to be the most popular guy in the world. That's what I've been told, anyway. And I see. Oh, there's the cat.
The cat. Hey, to my brothers, good evening, all you fine people. There's Hopkinson.
Sure enough, he is. No, Hopkinson. 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 That could be took 2 or 3 different kind of ways, you know.
Yeah, you can sin while you're hopping.
Yep, exactly. You can have a hot foot and just be hopping everywhere and sending up a storm.
That's the, look at that, Mutt's American Mosaic is here.
Yep. Hello, Mutt. Welcome. Hawk, what's up, Hawk? Good to see you, brother. Welcome, Hawk.
You might have to say hi to Hawk a couple times because he might not be able to hear you with all those dogs barking.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. What live? What's up, What? Good to see you, brother. Welcome.
There's Miss Tina.
Oh, Miss Tina, welcome. Let's see here. They're working good. We had to do a little adjustment on them right before the show, but we got it worked out. They're working good right now. Thank you, Hawk. And I do need to thank Hawk, and I don't think she'd mind me saying her name, but I'm not going to till I get her permission. The lady that got the speakers for me. But she knows who she is, and thank you very much. As soon as I get her permission, I'll definitely say her name. But thank you, Hawk. I know you had a lot to do it, brother.
Yeah, had to work out the fine tuning a little bit, but
yeah. It's funny, the way that worked out because they were working good on YouTube and everything. I mean, I didn't have no problem at all hearing it. And get on StreamYard and it don't work. And it wasn't working. It didn't take long to get them fixed, thank God.
Well, the funny part is Ronnie couldn't hear me. So I'm doing like the sign language thing. I'm like, well, try this, but he can't hear me. So I'm like, try this, or I'm like, I'm gonna share screen, and then it hits me, and I'm like, there's a phone 2 inches from you, Steve. You could just call him. What's up, Yankees? Hello, brother.
So that's what we finally did, or he finally did. And it didn't take as long to get it worked out. About 2 minutes. No, it wasn't even that long. About a minute, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
We got him
it
going.
Probably would have taken a half hour if I didn't. My Polak ass didn't connect. I could just call you.
Yeah.
We'd be playing the sign language game.
When we come on, Steve, just start holding the phone in your hand, until we know we're on, we can hear each other and everything. And it looks like it's what both of us are going to have to do. Remind us ourselves that we got a damn phone. Otherwise, I don't know. I got some pictures. If I can get my email up here, and I don't know what's wrong with my email, man. It's been crazy acting here last, I don't know, week anyway. Every time I try to bring it up, it says, do you want to leave? Well, hell no, I don't want to leave. I want my email to come up. But it won't do it half the time. I'm going to try it again here and see if I can get it to come up. Let's see. Do it there. Right here. What it says, let's see. Anyway, this is about, that ain't it though. Not the right one, I don't think. Nope, it's not.
Here's Big Chap, aka Heather Joy. Aloha. Big Bad Chap.
Good to see you, Chap. Welcome, brother. Welcome, Chap.
So now we got Big Chap and Hopkinson representing Michigan. Hey, all that right. Kind of rhymed.
Yeah, it does. We're glad you caught us live too, Heather. Welcome, girl. Good to see you.
Yeah. And looking forward to this Thursday on Thursday. I forgot what time, 11 p.m. Eastern. AKA Heather Joy and her sister are going to be on, and we're going to hear some really good ghost stories.
Oh, really?
Real life paranormal activities.
You mean that actually happened to them?
Yep, her sister. Yeah.
Really? All right. Oh no.
Well, I had on my channel. I had Heather on before, but her sister couldn't make it that time, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then so now we finally set it up to where it's gonna be her and her sister.
I got you. Well, I may have to just break down and watch that. What time y'all gonna be on?
I think 11 Eastern or 10 Central, 11 Eastern.
On Thursday night, you say?
Yep, Thursday night.
Okay. Well, were they scary stories, or have you heard any of them yet?
Not from her sister. I haven't heard. I've never even talked to her sister, so yeah, haven't heard any of them.
What Snook said? Hit that like button.
Yeah.
So y'all have been hitting the like button enough, and it makes us look kind of, like we're fly-by-night guys or something. Which we may be. The whole world don't have to know that.
You got to feed the algorithm. It's hungry.
Yeah, that's right. And besides, like Steve always says, hitting the like button brings you good luck. So,
yep.
Get that sucker.
And it gives another angel its wings.
All right.
And you know what else helps the algorithm? Chat. The more people are chatting, the more it feeds the algorithm.
That's not the one I want to show right yet. Let me see if I can
Heather Joyce says she's got a scary story she hasn't talked about yet. Oh, nice. Now I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, here's the picture I want to show. Now I know how much you love Kamala and all that, Steve. That's why I want to bring this up and show it because I know how much you love her. But at her and her predecessor, the one she was vice president
Well,
under, she's trying to take
Tampon
it.
Tim?
Huh?
Tampon Tim?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can get it to show that is. Normally I probably can't. Since I think this is it. Is it showing? Is it showing it? Yeah, it's showing. Anyway, this is just this is where they made the, if I can make it even bigger now. But you won't, I don't guess it'll go any bigger. How the hell do you get these things enlarged?
Yeah, I'm not sure on X. It just got bigger there, but that's pretty decent size.
Okay, well, I guess I just have to read it the best way I can. I thought you could, make it go a lot bigger, but I don't guess you can. And this is where she, you can tell by looking at the plane, first of all, that it's a fake. And all them people out there are fake. That was just a picture, a big picture they put up there of people that are fake. Those people aren't really there. And that's what President Trump is saying right here. He says, has anyone noticed that Kamala cheated at the airport? There was nobody at the plane. And she AIG, I know artificial intelligence stuff, it and showed a massive crowd of so-called followers, but they didn't exist. She was turned in by a maintenance worker at the airport when he noticed the fake crowd picture, but there was nobody there. Later confirmed by the reflection of the mirror in the finish. What smile?
Yeah.
Mirror like finish of the vice president's plane. She's a cheater. She had nobody waiting, and the crowd looked like 10,000 people. Same thing is happening with her fake crowds at her speeches. That is the way the Democrats win elections, by cheating, and they're even worse at the ballot box. She could be disqualified because the creation of fake things is election interference. Anyone who does that will cheat at anything. No shit. But from another post he put up, the plane isn't even real.
Wow, that's funny. Well, the funny thing is, a month ago, nobody supported her, and then all of a sudden, she's the golden child overnight. Now all the Democrats support her. Kind of
Yep.
silly, right?
Oh yeah. And how get 10,000 people out though? At just a plane stop or whatever. I mean, come on, give me a break. There's so much rule. Hello,
Oh,
Gypsy Vision.
Heather Joyce says my husband just showed me that pic. One guy had 3 arms. Good old AI.
Which one? The one I was just showing?
Yeah.
What you talking? Yeah, it was definitely AI. And it's kind of like when they, when our fabulous guy that, well, I guess he's still the president. I don't even know how they look at that anymore, or the resident, how you want to look at it. But when he first came flying into Washington, D.C., after this, whatever you want to call that thing, it happened in 2020. Most of the time they come in on Air Force One, or what do they call it, Air Force Two. It's still the same thing. But he didn't come in on either one of those. And I'm talking about Joe B.
Yeah.
Our resident president, whatever you want to call it. But then after that, what he said, he goes to the his inauguration, and is sworn in about 5, 10, 15 minutes early. But you can't do that. I mean, that makes it totally a no-no right there. Now I would say it another way, but I can't.
Right.
And then on top of all that, after the inauguration, when they're playing the songs that they, the salutes and everything with the cannons and all, well, he gets one type of salute, which means that that person might have died in a war, might have died somewhere, but he did not, become what he was supposed to become. when President Trump left on Air Force One, he was played "Hail to the Chief." So, you know, that ought to tell everybody a whole lot of something right there. Just those few little things. And why would you play "Hail to the Chief" to President Trump? Should have been played to Biden. And then why would you play the unalived one to Biden? Why would
Right, exactly.
And this is the Army. And believe me, these guys got everything down pat. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been doing it now for hundreds of years, and all of a sudden they're gonna mess up. I don't think so.
It's like Chris Cat said, they insult our intelligence.
And they definitely do.
Yep.
Most definitely.
Did you see that interview with what's his name, the Vance?
Vance? Oh no, I don't guess I have. JD Vance, Trump's running mate?
Yep.
No, I don't guess I saw it. Hang on, before we say anything about that, say, let me thank Heather Joy for that $25 donation. Thank you, Heather Joy.
Appreciate it very much. Hold on, I just got something too. Yeah, thank you, Heather Joy. She gave me a donation as well. Thank you.
Right on.
We're streaming for everyone in my chat. I'm stream sharing from Ronnie's channel. So yeah, normally I would play my little video, but I don't have it. So
Chad Freeman, what's up, Chad?
Huge shout out to Heather Joy for that. That's awesome. Chad Freeman, what's up, brother?
Ridge Runner, what's up, Ridge Runner? Good to see you.
Tennessee. Here we go.
And I just want to say that the lady that bought me those speakers, she said all the praise goes to the Father, so that's where I'll leave it right there. And I agree with it.
Right on. Yeah, it's so nice to not have to wear headphones, huh?
It sure is. Well, I'm telling you. Ear itch, you can't get in there and scratch your ear, you can't scratch your head, you know, no matter where you itch your head, they block you. Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, I'm half deaf. I'm like really hard of hearing. So it's actually better when I wear them, but I still can't. It just drives me crazy. So
hello, Miss Linda.
I just keep my speakers turned up really loud.
Yeah.
Hello, hi Linda.
Only thing I was afraid of is that, like Hawk and I were talking about, is that it would that those speakers would bleed over into the microphone and hear echo, but they hadn't yet.
Yeah.
Working great.
That's what I'm always worried. That's why I never turn up over 50, but
I got 2 or 3 different places now to turn mine up and down. One on the speakers, one up here, and one in the computer. So, do you want me to bring it up, Steve?
Oh yeah, if you want, just a little. It's just I don't remember what part. This is the beginning, but JD Vance is like CNN made. Well, they do every day, but they made fools of themselves.
In this first segment, JD Vance accuses Kamala Harris of being the shot caller to Joe Biden.
That Kamala Harris really has been the one calling the shots. I mean, how could she not? I think Joe Biden doesn't really know where he is.
Kamala Harris has been calling the shots as who?
Well, I think she has to have been, right? Because if she's not calling the shots, Dana, then who is? And I do think it drives home something that's fundamentally dishonest about the way that Vice President Harris and also a lot of senior Democrats have approached this. If you remember,
and just time out. Who is calling the shots in any presidential administration? We see at the end of every presidential administration, we have a higher national debt, inflation goes higher, the dollar gets devalued. So I wonder who's calling the shots.
remember for months, even years, the argument was that Joe Biden was sharp. He could clearly do the job. And the minute that he performed poorly in that debate and he became political dead weight, you have Kamala Harris and everybody else trying to throw him overboard. But I think the more troubling question is, why did so many senior Democrats, including the vice president, cover for him? And if Joe Biden wasn't capable of doing the job, as even a lot of Democrats say now, was Kamala Harris in charge or was somebody else in charge? And that's a real issue.
There's no evidence that Kamala Harris threw him overboard.
There's no evidence that Joe Biden was in control. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that other people were calling the shots. So that's a good question. If it wasn't Kamala, who was it? In this next segment, Dana Bash asked Jay J.D. Vance about the lies swirling around Tim Walz's military record.
You have been on the campaign trail questioning Tim Walz's military record. You say it was shameful that Governor Walz retired from the military before his unit deployed to Iraq. I want to read you something that Joe Eustace, who is a veteran, he served with Governor Walz, said. He said that's a lie. He said he was as good a soldier as you'll find. I'm not trying to defend him. I hope people don't think that. What I'm trying to do is defend someone who served his country. I'm not voting for him. I'll campaign against him, but I don't think it's fair to characterize his service the way they have. Governor Walz served 24 years. He even stayed after he could have retired because of 9/11, more than the country asked of him. Do you honor his service?
Well, again, no matter what you think about J.D. Vance, listen to this masterful handling of this CNN question.
Of course, Dana, I honor his service, and I've never criticized what Tim Walz did when he was in the military. I criticized his retirement decision, and most importantly, Dana, I criticized his lying about his own record, okay? This is a guy who was captured on video saying, I carried a gun in war. He never went to war. This is a guy who's been captured on video as other people.
Notice the lower chyron here from the Counterfeit News Network. Vance defends attacks on Walz's military record. Again, the attack, from what I understand, is not on Walz's military record, but the lies Walz told about his military record.
Say he's an Afghanistan veteran. He's a veteran of a war, nodding along in agreement instead of saying, no, I did serve my country and I did it honorably, but I never went to a war zone. I'm not criticizing Tim Walz's service. I'm criticizing the fact that he lied about his service for political gain, Dana. Now, I served in the United States Marine Corps, and you know this. And look, there are a lot of things that I'm proud about. I've never lied about what I did or overstated it because it would be beneficial to me in an election. I think that's what Tim Walz did. That's what I was criticizing. And yes, I do think it's scandalous behavior.
That lower chyron is way more accurate. Vance claims Walz lied about his service for political gain. Question is, did he? Did he lie about his service for political gain? Do politicians lie in general for political gain so that they can gain power, profit, and prestige?
Hello,
you know the
LSP.
answer to that question.
You talked about one of the things that he said, weapons of war. He was talking in a campaign stop about, he was trying to talk about gun control. And he said, weapons of war I carried in war. I will say that the Harris at Walz campaign did say that the governor misspoke there.
Sure.
Do you accept that?
He misspoke. Another word is that he lied about it, and he didn't correct the record for 15 years.
I love it. I love it. They misspoke. No, they lied, and they're correcting the record. Why? Because they're above board individuals, because they care about morality, because they're doing a 180 and they're no longer going to lie. No, it's because they got caught. They're telling the truth now because they got caught.
Years until he was put under political pressure because I called it out, Dana. Whatever you want to call it, a misspeaking or a lie, I think Tim Walz should have to correct the record. Now, you pointed out a soldier who defended his service. There have been a number of soldiers who served with Tim Walz who have criticized him on the exact same grounds that I have, because it's not right to misstate or to embellish what you've done. And I think that's what he did.
Amen. It's not right to misstate or embellish or just flat out lie about what you did so that you can pull the wool over the American people's eyes.
And on the question of when he left the National Guard, he filed his election paperwork February 10th, 2005. That was a month before the National Guard even announced that it was possible that they would deploy to Iraq. And it ended up being 2 months. He retired 2 months before they actually got the paperwork.
But on CNN last night, Dana, one of the people who was actually in charge of him said they knew they were going to deploy to Iraq.
So what does that mean? One of the people that were in charge of him.
Yeah, what it was.
Oh, he's talking about back then. Okay, never mind. I missed.
He found out he was going to Iraq. He didn't want to go, so he got the hell out.
Right. I thought he was saying like one of the people that are in charge of him. Like, no, it's like so everyone's.
I got you.
Yeah, I had it backwards, but and sorry, earlier I paused it, but I was muted. So you're probably wondering, like, why is he pausing it? So my
Yeah,
bad.
I was wondering what I thought it quit playing at first.
No, I was actually saying something, and then after I started playing it again, I looked. I'm like, oh, that was stupid of me. But
in February of 2004, so or excuse me, fall of 2004. So he knew he was going to Iraq. He decided to quit, to retire, whatever word you want to use,
Retire.
because he wanted to run for Congress. He lied about that. He said that when he decided to retire, he did not know that he was going to Iraq. That is another untruth, as even his senior military officer said. So again,
That is a boom. I mean, CNN is really making themselves look bad, and they're making Tim Walz look even worse than he already does.
and I'm not criticizing the service. I'm criticizing the dishonesty spoken in favor and for the purpose of political benefit. And I think that the most important thing here, Dana, is it goes to Kamala Harris's judgment. Tim Walz is ultimately going to be the vice president. Kamala Harris is in great health. I'm sure she's going to be president if she wins for 4 or maybe even 8 years. Why did Kamala Harris choose a person who has lied about their military service? I think that is a serious lapse in judgment. And I don't want to hear from a campaign spokesperson of Kamala Harris. I want to hear Kamala Harris herself address what I just said.
You know,
yeah,
That was a damaging blow delivered to the Harris Walz campaign, courtesy of CNN.
I've seen a lot of statements from veterans, including those you served with, saying it's just untrue.
Now she's going off of her notes. She's abandoned her notes right now, and she's going off anecdote. I've seen a lot of, there are these people out there saying, yeah, keep on going, Dana. You're looking real bad.
Award to be criticizing somebody who served for 24 years.
Dana, I'm not interested in the ad hominem. I've heard from a lot of veterans groups who criticize Tim Walz. The question is, he said he served in war and he didn't. That is a dishonesty. I couldn't care less what one or the other person says about it. I care about what the truth is. The truth is that Tim Walz didn't tell the truth. And importantly, Dana, this is about Kamala Harris's judgment. And I think that when you ask, why has Kamala Harris allowed the border to be wide open? Why has Kamala Harris supported policies that have promoted the increase in inflation? I think it goes to the heart of her judgment. And I think that that's what we should be talking
about. He says, what you got here is you got Tim Walz in the driver's seat of this interview, and he's forcing Dana Bash, not just in the back seat, but he's locking her in the trunk. She can do nothing to make the Harris-Walz campaign look good. And that's what CNN is all about here.
Nobody.
One last question. Donald Trump didn't serve in the military. He received a medical.
Oh, what's that, Ronnie?
I said, nobody can make their campaign look good. I mean,
Right.
Harris, whatever his name is.
Tampon Tim.
Yeah, there you go.
Draft deferment for bone spurs to avoid serving in the Vietnam War, reportedly as a favor to his father. Do you find that shameful too?
I think that Donald Trump didn't serve in the military, but he didn't lie about it, Dana. I've known Donald Trump for a long time. He really honors our veterans. He honors me for my service. Donald Trump didn't lie about serving in the military. He didn't say.
Oh, he should have turned it around. So you don't think he had bone spurs? He should have flipped the script and said, you believe that he didn't? Are you accusing Donald Trump of lying here? Can we get this on the record here? Completely turn it around on him.
That he went to Vietnam when he didn't. This is the problem. I don't criticize anybody, whether they served our country or not. I think it's honorable to serve, but obviously a lot of people have reasons for not serving. I criticize somebody for embellishing their record, for lying, saying, I went to war. Dana, do you think that it's a problem that he said, I went to war, but he didn't actually? That seems to be a problem to me.
Well, they've corrected that. Let's move on to.
They've corrected it by admitting that he lied.
Let's move on.
They've corrected it by admitting they lied. I mean, Dana Bash hasn't won one single point for Harris in this interview with JD Vance. As a matter of fact, perception-wise, I think some points are coming off the board for Harrison Walz, and JD Vance is just warming up.
Okay, you've now asked me 3 questions about comments that I made 3 years ago. I wonder what Kamala Harris thinks about the fact that she supported policies that opened the American southern border. I wonder what Kamala Harris thinks about the fact that she lied to the American people about Joe Biden's middle facility for the office. You are interviewing me, Dana, because I respect the American people enough to sit down for an interview.
I appreciate that.
Kamala Harris has been the nominee for 3 weeks. She hasn't sat down.
You know what? I can't disagree. I totally agree with LSP. He criticized it, but they actually bring that up and like coming up pretty quick.
For a real
Believe
interview.
me, we are asking.
He is laying traps, setting the trap, baiting the trap, and just watching
much
Dana
more-
Bash walk right into every single trap he sets.
And
You're
I
not
know
gonna
that,
get a disagreement
but
there
the point is,
with me.
Dana, you've got me for 15 minutes or however long you have me. We should be talking about public policies that matter. How are we going to lower inflation? How are we going to reduce the cost of food and housing? How are we going to close down that southern border? We've talked so little about that. We've talked a lot more about a sarcastic remark I made 3 years ago. I think we should talk about the issues that most Americans care about.
I only asked you one question about that. I asked you about policies, and I was asking about the military record that you brought up. Nobody else did of Tim Walz.
All right, so now we are going to segue on over to the question of the Federal Reserve and Project 2025.
One last question. This is on policy.
Please.
This is the third time she's going to say, this is the first time of 3 or 4 that she's going to say one last question.
The Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said this week that he feels strongly that the president should have at least a say when it comes to the Federal Reserve and how to handle interest rates. Do you agree that a president should direct the Federal Reserve on how to handle interest rates?
Well, not direct. That's not what he said. He said the president should have a say. But one, I absolutely agree with what he said.
Right now,
And
the president
two,
doesn't have a say.
Well, the president has a say in the sense that the president appoints the Federal
Right.
Reserve governors. But he's saying, to be clear, President Trump is saying, I think something is really important.
Right now, the president doesn't have a say. Why doesn't the president have a say? Because like Alan Greenspan said, it doesn't matter what the relationships are between the Federal Reserve chairman and our president of the United States, as long as the judiciary, the executive branch, and the legislative branch don't get in our way, it doesn't matter what the relationship is, because we're in control. We are a private corporation, and we run the issuance and the value, and we set the value of the currency, and nobody can say anything about it.
What is the proper relationship? What should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take. So long as that is in place and there is no evidence that the administration or the Congress or anybody else is requesting that we do things other than what we think is the appropriate thing, then what the relationships are don't frankly matter.
Important and actually profound, which is that the political leadership of this country should have more say over the monetary policy of this country. I agree with him. That should fundamentally be a political decision. Agree or disagree, we should have America's elected leaders having input about the most important decisions confronting our country.
If that worked that way and the elected leaders actually heeded the voice of their constituency instead of corporate donors or lobbyists, maybe that could work in a perfect scenario. At least the people would have some kind of say in how the Federal Reserve worked, or something in regard to the monetary system, instead of just having a private corporation of banksters issuing the amount of currency and the value, determining the value. It seems like it would be better if the people had a say in that. The people have absolutely no say in it. The people didn't have any say back in 1913 when the Federal Reserve came online and took control of the entire monetary system. And what did we have 1 year after 1913? 1914 and World War I. The only way you can fund any war is through the cheap, easy fiat currency credit system.
That would
The
be a
question to
huge
go-
change, just so people understand
It
that.
would be a huge change, but whether the country goes to war, what our interest rates are, these are important questions that American democracy should have important answers for. And I think all President Trump is saying is that, look, it's kind of weird that you have so many.
They work for the banksters, but that was a really, really good answer.
many bureaucrats making so many important decisions. If the American people don't like our interest rate policy, they should elect somebody different to change that policy. Nothing should be above democratic debate in this country when it comes to the big questions confronting the United States.
What a good answer. What a good answer. This right here is CNN questioning J.D. Vance about Trump's
Looks like you're
questioning
on
of Kamala Harris's racial identity.
What's that?
I was just talking to Kat. I was telling him he was on your channel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one last question.
Please.
And I can't believe I have to
This
ask
is the
One
second
last-
time she said one last
One
question.
last question.
you this,
One last
but I
question.
do, because Donald Trump has been attacking Kamala Harris's racial identity.
He has not been, but ask your question.
Well, he questioned her racial identity. He said a number of years ago, she happened to turn black. Her father is Jamaican. Do you believe Kamala Harris is black?
I believe that Kamala Harris is whatever she says she is, but I believe importantly that President Trump is right that she's a chameleon. She pretends to be one thing in front of one audience. She pretends to be something different in front of another audience. Look, Dana, she's not running a political campaign.
That's exactly what all politicians do. All politicians are chameleons.
She's running
But he's right about Kamala Harris too.
a movie. She only speaks to voters behind a teleprompter. Everything is scripted. She doesn't have her policy positions out there. She hasn't answered why she wanted to ban fracking, but now she doesn't. She wanted to fund police, but now she doesn't. She wanted to open the border, but now she doesn't. She should have to answer for why she presents a different set of policies to one audience and a different set of policies to another audience. And I think that's what President Trump is getting at. This is a fundamentally fake person. She's different depending on.
Is it true that she should have to answer to why she changed her mind on all of that?
She should have to answer why she could even be vice president of the United States, much less
Yeah,
president.
no shit, right?
Because she's not a citizen. I mean, that's my opinion.
Right.
In front of.
With respect, you
Please.
changed your position on an important thing, which is Donald Trump.
Of course I did.
And so why are
honest
you not a
about it.
chameleon?
Because, Dana, I've explained to the American people what's different. People change their minds when the facts change. They should. But if you
Now that Sultan Lake pointed that out, I'm not gonna be able to. You're so right. That's what it is. Her head is disproportionately way larger compared to her body.
want to be the people's vice president or president, you should have to stand before an interviewer and say,
natural.
this is why I changed my mind. So to everybody who's seen that I criticized Donald Trump, since he asked the question, here are two things.
You didn't just
about-
criticize him. You said he could be America's Hitler.
Well, that's a criticism, and I didn't say that exactly.
Let's see what he did say exactly. He said, but I'm not surprised by Trump's rise, and I think the entire party has only itself to blame. We are, whether we like it or not, the party of lower income, lower education white people. And I've been saying for a long time that we need to offer these people something, and hell, maybe even expand our appeal to working class black people in the process, or a demagogue would. We are now at that point. Trump is the fruit of the party's collective neglect. 3, I go back and forth between thinking Trump is a cynical a-hole like Nixon, who wouldn't be that bad and might even prove useful, or that he's America's Hitler. How's that for discouraging? So that is what he said. But, you know, you can expect every politician to lie. Nonetheless, it doesn't take away from the fact that he is completely mopping the floor with Dana Bash and CNN and the Harris/Walz campaign.
But set that to the side. What I said about Donald Trump and what I believed about Donald Trump, two things that really changed. First of all, I didn't think Donald Trump would be a good president. He was a great president. Wages were rising. The world was more peaceful. Remember, when Donald Trump was running for president the first time, they said he would start World War III. He brought more peace to the world than any president of my lifetime. The second thing, Dana, is I believed, and I'm ashamed of it, I believed a lot of the media lies about Donald Trump in 2016. I believe that he said things like, for example, the media said Donald Trump accused all Mexicans of being rapists and criminals. You actually look at what he said, he did not say that at all. And I think it's important when you see something, you change your mind, and that's all I've done. And my pitch to the American people would be, I imagine a lot of folks who are thinking about voting for Donald Trump in 2024, maybe they've bought in to the media lies about him. Think for yourself, look at what he actually said, and I think you'll find that he's, one, a very engaging guy, but two, was a very good president.
There aren't media lies. We play him and we.
There aren't media lies. just saying that alone isn't. That's funny. There aren't media lies
let him
as you're
speak.
lying.
That was another media lie.
Oh, that's
There
what
aren't
all right,
media
never mind.
lies is a lie from a prostitute in fake stream media.
For himself, and so people are
Media
getting
can't lie,
exactly.
you
I'm
know that.
not
what
accusing you of
No,
lying,
I know,
Dana. You know I like you, but
No,
the
I know
media
you're not.
lies from time to time
I know you're
about
not, but
Donald
people hear him for himself.
Okay, so now this last thing, and this is the third last question.
So,
Will
Billy?
you debate Tim Walz?
Last question.
Please.
Are you going to debate Tim Walz?
Of course. I want to debate Tim Walz. I think it's
I actually should compile those. Last question. This is the last question. Last question.
One last question. One last question. Last question.
it's important. And I think that it goes to a very
lot
fundamental
of last
difference between the
questions.
Trump-Vance ticket and our opposition. We believe in talking to the media. We believe in answering questions. We believe in debating. I think it's really important. I mean, look, I'm asking the American people to make me their vice president. It's really important to stand before the American people to make that case. And I'm going to keep on doing it in whatever forum I get the opportunity.
We
So
look
thank
forward
you.
to it. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Dana.
sitting down and taking my.
So there you have it. He will debate Tim Walz. He says he will. Trump says he will debate Kamala Harris. I guess there are 3 tentative dates set for September. And, you know, again, perception is everything. And this is a cesspool of politics, was the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear mongering to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the change of their own enslavement. It's inherently immoral. It's inherently dishonest, and people fall for it every single time. But that doesn't change the fact that J.D. Vance completely decimated the Counterfeit News Network and Dana Bash, and by extension, and I think in large part, the Harris Walz campaign. Let me know what you.
Shout out to Brian from the Disturbing Illusion, and here's the deal. But I didn't know that, Big Chap. Really? I mean, it makes sense now that Big Chap says that.
I didn't know it either. That's why I put it up there, guys. It's all on, huh? But hey,
Yeah, I wasn't planning on playing that whole thing, but it's so good. I mean,
I just want to show a little bit of this one that I'm about to bring up, and it's something I've talked about a million times in the past, and I ain't going to. It's an article. I don't think it's got a video in it. Best I remember it don't. But anyway, I'm gonna bring it up right quick and just so everybody can see it. And this is the Q post from right here. And I know a lot of people don't believe in Q. That's fine. I do. But, you know, it says, people, unalive people, you are watching a movie. They want you weak, slave, sheep, distraction. Exactly right. And this is a pretty darn good article. But, you know, until you read it, you're not going to understand it. That's for sure. But it's very true. We are watching a movie. Here's a lot of this stuff from, you know, pictures from our great resident and all.
hey, let me smell your car. Let me smell your hair. What?
Ain't that his granddaughter there?
Oh, that's nasty.
I believe that's her.
Oh, that's nasty. That is gross. What the hell are you kissing on the lips for?
It's a wonder he wasn't kissing her somewhere else. Oh, that old bastard. Oh, I better not say that. I'm sorry, YouTube. I didn't mean to say that.
When a man has to mention my name 76 times in a speech, that means he's in trouble. He's a different guy. He looks different than he used to. Yeah, he does. He acts different than he used to. Yeah, he does. Okay. He's even
I wonder
slower.
what he's trying to say there.
Okay, he's even slower. Okay, people, I told him he's going to be slow. He's even slower than he used to be. Okay.
But you know, he's coming out now, Trump is, and actually talking about masks and things and who's wearing them and all this. And not only him, but some of the news is too. Talking about,
really?
Yeah, talking about them wearing masks, and that I said, what was that about Arthur Roberts? Arthur Roberts is one of the guys that plays Biden. I don't remember exactly what it was now, so I ain't gonna try to guess at it, but they were talking about, you know, all of them, particularly Biden wearing masks and all the stuff in the White House when Biden supposedly first took over in the Oval Office, when he was sitting there in the Oval Office the fake Oval Office, and Trump comes walking by outside on the sidewalk. You can see Trump through the window. I'm gonna play this video.
Shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was cool. I seen that a long time ago. I thought, damn, really? and the Oval Office was just it was a movie set. It's all it is. You know, when he's in there anyway. And they move, you know, they can move it around. And when he got through talking, when Biden got through talking, he was going to leave, or he went to the wrong door and, you know, tried to turn the knob and almost pulled the wall down. It was funny as hell, boy. Let's see what Trump's got to say here.
Oh, not playing yet. Is it playing on your end?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not playing on.
Well, what the hell happened?
Yeah, nothing. Try the
Still nothing, Steve?
still nothing.
Well,
Try that the two arrows in the bottom right corner. That should make it full screen. And then in the bottom left corner, that little play button, but I don't know. It's just a frozen picture.
Yeah, it's playing on my end good. I don't know what the hell the problem is. Huh, so y'all can't hear that.
All right. No, let me turn on hold on. Nope. Can't. I had to turn my YouTube on real quick to make sure it wasn't just me.
Let me try. I wasn't playing it right. Let me try it again here.
Oh, what Hawk said, yeah, it might not have shared sound when you hit present and then share screen.
Yeah, it may not.
There's a little tab in the bottom right corner that says also share tab audio.
Yeah. Hang on just a minute.
The telephone is ringing. What's up, Steve-O? Good to see you, Steve-O. Mr. Cheddar Pepper Prepper, aloha. Who else came in? Pepe. Who else came in that I missed? I think I said hi to Salt Light and Cola. Turning Guns, aloha. Pure Pressure, aloha. Miss Minder Sue, good to see you. Aloha, Miss Minder Sue. Always good to see you. Sparky's Ron. Todd Boyer. Sharon Mercier, aloha. Oh, you back, Ronnie? Oh, you're muted. Or he's on the phone still. Okay, he's on the phone.
Yeah, I'm talking Steve. I'll be right back in just a second.
Okay. It threw me off for a second. It looked like he was talking but didn't realize. But yeah, 10-year-old today we lost. Was it really 10 years already, Navy vet? By the way, Navy vet, good to see you, brother. But 10 years, wow, it doesn't seem like that long. Only thing I've noticed is the older I get, the faster time goes by. Really fast. But then sometimes it's the opposite. Like I was talking to Ronnie backstage, and like today's Sunday, yesterday was Saturday, because that's how it works. But yesterday seems like a week ago. So when I'm thinking of what I did on Friday, I'm like, yeah, like a week and a half ago. I mean, 2 days ago. So yeah, time cruises. Unless you're stuck doing something you don't want to be doing, then it goes really slow.
Show in there. I'll just try this one more time. See if it'll work now.
Okay.
You hear it?
Today,
Yep, there you go. That's it.
our policies represent an existential threat to this nation. What do you say to Joe Biden? Well, I heard Biden, who's a loser. I mean, look, Joe never got more than 1%, except Obama took him off the trash heap, and now it looks like he's failing. it looks like his friends from the left are going to overtake him pretty soon. But I heard his whole campaign is to hit Trump. You look at what the Obama administration did in terms of the military, in terms of security, in terms of other nations, in terms of almost everything. Much of it now, fortunately for everybody here, has been overturned. But look, when a man has to mention my name 76 times in a speech, that means he's in trouble. Now, I have to tell you, he's a different guy. He looks different than he used to. He acts different than he used to. He's even slower than he used to be. So I don't know. But when he mentions my name that many times, I guess I should be complimented.
And see, that gets me, because he's saying right there, he's telling us that is not the same guy. That Biden is not the same guy as what he was before. I mean, that's all the hell there is to it. At least in my opinion. Sure what it sounds like to me.
Oh, like Big Chap said, a lot taller too. I didn't even pay attention to that. Now that you say that, no shit, right?
Yeah, he left off stage the other day now, and I was reading about this. I didn't see it, so I can't say that I saw it. But they said when he left the stage for whatever reason, or he was on the stage once, and he left, he was maybe 5'11", 6 foot, whatever. He left, came back a few minutes later, and he was about 6'2" or 3". He'd gained several inches in that few minutes, somehow or another.
That boy good.
Yeah, he is. He's very good. Very darn good. But to me, that's something else. You walk off stage, and you're 5'11", 6 foot, whatever, and come back a couple minutes later, and you've grown 3 or 4 inches. Man, I mean, you just can't beat that. I'd be happy to just put on a couple pounds. Heck with growing any taller.
Me too. Even though, Ronnie, skinny guys like us, people get mad at us when we say, because they're like, I want to lose a few pounds. It's like, I'd do anything to gain a few pounds.
Shit, I tell you what, if they get as skinny as me, they're going to be wishing they put on a few. That's all I can say.
We're in the same boat, brother.
Like I told Hawkman that night, my birthday night, I'm scared walking into a stiff breeze, scared I'll blow away. And I ain't lying either, man. It don't have to be a strong wind, just a stiff breeze.
Right. I've been that my whole, I'll tell you what, we've probably heard this the same amount of times, but I've heard this so many times. That boy needs to eat a sandwich. Give that boy some food.
Or put rocks in his pocket.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much I can eat and eat and eat and still lose a pound.
Me too. Well, you know what? There for a while, about 10 years ago, man, I was putting on weight like crazy. I weighed at 225, 26 pounds. And now, since I've been sick and everything, down to 150 something, probably 150 by now. But man, I'm telling you, when it goes up, it don't just go up a little bit, or, it goes zoom. Then when it goes down, it goes zoom. It don't give you no time to adjust,
Right, no in between, right?
Yeah, I don't know how am I supposed to look here, to get used to it or anything. But hey, that's life, I guess.
Yeah, I've never weighed more than 165.
Is that right? Oh,
Ever my entire life. I'm still in the lower 150s right now, and have been for 20 years.
Well, now you need to grow up like what life here? He's 6'7", 308 pounds. Both of us.
Wow. Really? 6'7" too. See, I'm 6. Technically I'm 6'2", but I have really bad posture. So I'm 6'1". But wow, 6'7", 308. Damn. Don't be messing around with wildlife.
No shit. Well, Chap, I know is 6'5". I don't know what he weighs, but he's a good boy, good sized boy, ain't no doubt about it.
Really? I never knew Big Chap was 6'5". Never knew that. No shit.
Yeah, that's what he said. At least I'm pretty sure it's what he said. I'll be by at 6:30 or so if y'all see it. It's already 6:30, do you? You're running late. Set your watch.
So Big Chap, 6'5". No, you don't weigh no 340, Big Chap. There's no way. Oh, you know what it is? He's actually 240, but the extra 100 is all that ammo he's got in his pocket.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Well, I knew he was a good sized guy. I didn't know how much he weighed, but I know he's a good sized guy. If he keeps on eating and everything right, he may get as big as me someday. But he's got to eat right, and exercise and all that kind of stuff. I hope you get bigger than me, chap. Well, you're already bigger than me.
Whoa,
That's why
Navy vet. Navy vet says first day of boot camp, I was 117, left at 135, beanpole for real. What's your height, Navy vet? Because like I said, I've not like now I'm like closer to 150, and have been, but like if 117 and you're like 5'8", 5'9". But if you're my height and 117, then yeah, that's
not good, is it?
Right.
That's me. I'm the same height as you, Steve, and I weighed about 130 pounds when I went into the Army. And when I came out of boot camp, I weighed 155. Most I'd ever weighed, 155. Wow. And from there, after I got out, I lost some weight back, but not a whole lot. And I guess, but I'll tell you what, man, everybody, gripes about Army food and everything. Shoot, I thought the Army had some delicious food. Cooked their asses off in there, man.
Actually, you know what? My dad was in the Army, and that's one thing I remember. He was a cook. I remember him telling me that when I was growing up. He was a cook in the Army.
Was he?
But see what turning guns, that's what I would give. That's like perfect for me. 6'2", 198, I'd be in heaven. That's perfect.
Paula work. Good evening, Paula. How you doing? That's what I said the other night about Paula. Her name's Paula Work. I said, boy, she almost had a funny name there. It could have been Paula. Paula Work all the time, like we all.
Paula, yeah, Paula. Well, you know what they say, if you don't have no money and you're broke, and the best place to go to vacation is work.
Yeah, that's very true. I sure did awaken. I was tired of trying to wash my hair with one hand, and it was all so thick and everything. I couldn't even think about getting it all clean. Probably still don't, but it's a whole lot better than it was before.
Oh man, no, I feel bad. I didn't even notice. I need to get a haircut. I haven't had one in a while.
No, you don't need a haircut. You just need your ears lowered.
I need them evened out. My ears are crooked.
Or mine.
Like
I wonder if everybody has crooked ears. Because mine are crooked. I mean, I can't even get my glasses adjusted right because one ear is lower than that.
I got the same problem. Yeah, but I was hit by a car a week before my 6th birthday. And it landed right on my head. I got a flat head. And I think that's why but yeah, it's like, if I put them on the top of my ears, it's, so I always got to have this side like up higher.
That's exactly how they were mine. I mean, they're down on my ears now, but they're not right. And plus, my eyelashes at least on the right side are too long. If I don't keep them down a little ways, my eyelashes hit the lens.
Yeah.
Bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah, that's what with sunglasses, man. Because when I lived up until I moved here, I never wore sunglasses because of that reason. Because they're just lopsided. But when I moved here, you have to have sunglasses, or your eyeballs get sunburnt.
Yeah. So
once I found that one pair that worked, like I've had the same pair for 10 years.
Cheryl, I don't have the scan till tomorrow or maybe even Tuesday. I was hoping for tomorrow, but it may not happen tomorrow either. But I got to go to the ER to have the scan done. So we'll find out, I guess. I hope. One of these days, pretty soon anyway. I really want to find out what's wrong with my darn neck. I'm telling you what, my neck and my arm are running me crazy, man. Have you ever tried to put on a pair of pants or take a shower, anything with just one hand?
Oh, yeah.
The hand that you use all the time now, that you're used to. If you're right-handed, right hand, left-handed, left hand. But when you lose the use of that other hand, man, you don't know.
You realize how quick or how much you take it for advantage.
Yes.
Because I'm left-handed and I hurt my arm really bad a few years ago, but yeah, I like couldn't even buckle my belt. I couldn't
That's
connect,
me.
trying to put socks on. Forget about it.
T-shirt. It takes me 30, 40 minutes just to get a T-shirt on. I'm not
Wiping
lying.
your ass, everything.
Well, I'm just letting that
Seriously.
go.
I mean, it may be a little gross or whatever, but seriously, next time
No,
you do number 2, try wiping with your other hand. It's freaking awkward. It's weird.
have your thumb all up in
Me, turning guns. Me love you long time. I'd say fuck it.
it. Well,
Walk around naked.
believe me, it's tempting, chap. I'm here to tell you, it's very tempting. And I was trying to get ready to go get me something to eat this morning, and I didn't think I was ever. All I had like was my T-shirt, getting the shirt on. And I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. Finally got this sucker on. Man, I'm telling you the truth. That's just. But I mean, that ain't the first of it. Of course, this has been going on now for a month or longer. And man, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. No one-handed stuff. No way.
Well, even worse, like feet. Remember when I had that?
Oh yeah.
Which I'm still terrified every day. Like anytime my feet start swelling a little bit, I freak out. I don't ever want to go through that again. But
Thank you, Heather. What's up, Chessboard? Good to see you, brother. Welcome.
chessboard.
Let me see. What did Mr. B say up here? I know he said something. He don't tell him what he said. Our Heather, because Grandpa always said, you got a good tool, got to put a shed over it. I reckon so. Grandpa's always right. Always. Even when he's wrong.
Yeah, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
Yeah, and you're not even grandpa yet, are you? Or are you? Well, I guess you are, ain't you?
Technically, yes, but they're not blood. So,
Yeah,
like
but you're
my son hasn't had a kid yet, but Nina's, we have 4, but they're not, biological, whatever.
Well, it still counts as yours, though. So, so you are grandpa.
Right. Yep. And I'm actually shocked because, like I said, it was 2 months before my 17th birthday when my son was born, and he is 31 and still doesn't have any kids. So I'm happy with that, but I'm kind of shocked too. I thought for sure when he was like 17, 18, he'd be like, "Oh, hey, Dad."
What's his problem? How come he don't got no kids yet?
He wears protection. Good for him.
That's no excuse. You got to slip up every once in a while.
Right.
No, my
At least he's more responsible than I was.
No, Wildlife says he's 36 and no kids. Man, I don't know how y'all did it. I mean, really, I couldn't wait long for the protection myself. I mean, I was ready to get on.
Yep.
Back in my younger days.
And I have 2, actually 3, that I know of for sure. And who knows, man? I don't know. I could have 15. Don't even know.
25, don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I'm not bragging about it. But
Steve, all them times you got drunk and blowed away and everything, there's no telling how many women you slept with in one night.
Nope, I couldn't. I used to think I was living an awesome life, but I don't remember half of it. And let's just say the drugs don't work. So say no to drugs. Say no to drugs, kids.
Absolutely. That's for darn sure. There ain't no joking there nowhere. But I can honestly say that when I was a kid growing up, there were no drugs around for us to. I mean, I hadn't even heard. I didn't hear marijuana until I went in the Army. Never had heard the word. So if I did, I don't remember it. Didn't remember it then either. Or hash or any of that stuff. was talking about hash one day, and I said, "What the hell is hash?" Oh man, it's kind of like marijuana. I said, "What's marijuana?" I didn't know either one of them. So, but no, man, if I'd have been growing up around that stuff, they don't tell me where I'd be nowadays. And I'm not just talking about marijuana. I'm talking about, the meth and all that.
Or the back then, like the LSD and the acid, and holy shit, Mr. B, 13 grandkids, one great. Wow,
Well, he's an old turd, don't you know that?
13. Well, I just got to say this. I hope that you have more than one kid, because if you only have one kid and you have 13 grandkids, oh,
I don't have any.
How many kids is that? Like, I don't know. 13 is
20 great grandkids, at least 20 great grandkids. And I'm serious. My son has 4 boys and a daughter.
Wow.
My daughter, golly, she got 3, 4, 5, 6. She's got 2 girls that are married. We got another girl that ain't married yet, but they got about 6 grandkids. I mean, for me, grandkids. And then my youngest daughter, she got that one. She's only got one grandkid, which I'm a great granddad. But anyway, I mean, there's a lot of them.
No, I was 11 at Mr. B. 4 horny daughters. It was bound to happen. Okay, so that means it is coming then, Mr. B, because my daughter just turned 17 July or June, end of June 25th. And yeah, it is coming quick, huh? Damn it.
Well, thankfully, my daughters weren't horny, so joke. They must have been. They did something right to get a kid. But I used to act like they would.
Southeast, well, hold on. Give me 1 second. Pablo keeps going crazy. I think someone might be at the garage door. 1 second.
All right. I'll never forget, I drove up one night. I don't know where I'd been. Oh, yeah, I'd been at work, and we got off late. And when I got home, my daughter and her boyfriend were still parked in the, in our driveway. If they were parked there, and she's already supposed to be in the house. And I know it scared the crap out of both of them when I pulled up, because they wouldn't expect me to be home that early. They expected me to be there later. And I did get on to both of them. Boy, I'm telling you what, I never seen a kid crank a truck up and get out of there so fast as that boy did that night in my life. He got in the house awful quick, too. So I only had to say a couple words. But they weren't supposed to be out there. She's supposed to be done in the house and in bed. But I did get home early. A good thing, too. They don't tell them where that would have led.
I like that what Navy vet said. It's not about having a good woman to go to bed with. It's about having a good woman to wake up next to in the morning. Absolutely, man. I like that. That's awesome.
I think it's both myself.
Yeah. Yeah. See, have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. And I'm not just talking about sex. I mean, when you have a good woman to go to bed with, you're going to have a good one to wake up to.
Well, most of the, yeah, sometimes, but not all the time.
I mean, they can get up on the wrong side of the bed the same as we can.
True. Very true.
It's pretty good.
Whoa, my grandma had 14 kids, all boys except 2. Wow, 14. Oh, God bless her heart.
She was a busy lady, wasn't she?
I give women credit, man. I couldn't be a female. There's no way. I could not give birth. I'm a sissy.
That would be something else. Huh?
I'd rather you whack me in the face with a 2x4 than to have to give birth.
I know one thing. After watching my wife, our son, when he was born, our first kid, boy, I'm telling you what, that was one of the most awful experiences I've ever been through. And I know it had to be awful for her.
Right.
Golly. We was up there 2 or 3 days and nights waiting on her to have that kid. I didn't think she's going to make it through it. it seemed like it was a year. And here I was home. I just came home on a pass that weekend, a weekend pass. And she went into labor. And so, took her to the hospital. And I figured she'd have it that night, and I can go on back. Well, she didn't, nor the next day or the next night. I don't remember now how long it was, sure, but it was a long time. And so we had to get the Red Cross to call my commanding officer, tell him what was going on, so I wouldn't get in trouble when I got back. But man, I was laid up there without, in my uniform for 2 or 3 days, waiting on her to have that baby. I was scared. As soon as I left, I just knew she'd have that baby. And if I'd left, she probably would have.
Yep, that's how it always works. Cam. That's how it always works. That's kind of, well, not maybe a little bit, but when my daughter was born, my daughter's mom's mom took her to the hospital, and she's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna have the baby." So I started getting ready. I had my son for the weekend, and I'm like, "Damon, get ready. You're gonna go with me. We're gonna." And then they called back and says, "Don't worry, we're sending her home." And I had people over too. I was kind of having like a party, and the nurse from the hospital told me on the phone, "Don't worry, we're sending her home. She's not having a baby." So and I'm like, "All right, well, look, I'm like, I have my son with me. I got friends over. I'm like, are you sure I don't have to worry about nothing? Because I don't want to start drinking." And then you call back and be like, "Okay, she's having a baby," and then I have to drive while I've been, No,
They said, "Well, sir,
don't
we
even
can't
worry about
guarantee
it.
that."
So like 2-3 hours after that, get the phone call, and it was my daughter's mom's mom. "If you want to see this baby born, you better get here now." And I'm like, "Mother." So grabbed my son, drove. It was like a 40-minute drive to the hospital too. But
Yeah, that's about how long it took my wife's, our first one to arrive, about 72 hours. I know, man. It puts you between a rock and a hard spot. Of course, there wasn't no party or nothing I was at, nothing like that. I just need to be back to the post before I didn't want to wind up going to jail because my son was being born, which, everything worked out just fine. I didn't go to jail and he was born.
cheddar pepper prepper, that's a good one. That's a good lazy person joke. Said his son was so lazy he'd end up marrying a pregnant woman.
Boy, now that is lazy. That is extremely lazy.
That's a good one.
Well, I sure wouldn't do that. I couldn't let things go like that. I had to take care of things myself. This kind of guy I was. Damn. Or you need dads to be when they say going into liberty, you should experience it. Oh, I ain't. Yeah, I agree, Mr. B. I agree. There wasn't no way I was going there.
The weirdest part for me was cutting that umbilical cord.
I couldn't.
That was.
What's up, Chris? Good to see you, brother. Welcome.
Hey, Chris Gilbert. Aloha.
What was that? I was going to read. Another note somewhere. It caught my eye. I don't know what it said now. Oh, it's Mr. B's. Yeah. Yeah, man. If you know what, if I was seen that, if I'd have seen any of my kids being born, it would ruin my sex life the rest of my life. I don't think I could ever function again. Now, I know a lot of guys, they said that they're glad they were in there and all that. And, that's why they like it. Well, that's fine, I ain't got nothing against it. But I'm just saying for me, I don't think I would have dug it at all. But I definitely have a ton of respect for women going through that. It's got to be ooh-wee.
Yeah, I would, like I said, I'd rather get smacked in the face with a 2x4.
Darn whistling. Let me go back and see what else I got in my email over. It might be fun to read. Probably nothing. Oh yeah, I wanted to show this. I know I've talked about this a million times before. I don't think it's got any. It's not got a video to it. I just want to show it right quick that this is what President Trump came up with in 2020 rather. It's the new Declaration of Independence that him and a bunch of other people worked on. And so if anybody wants to read it, I can definitely drop a link. But it's got everything in it, the context, it's got everything.
Yeah, I do. I definitely want to read that.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely drop a link here in just a second.
Real quick, what Heather is saying, she named one of her chickens cheddar. If I ever had chickens, I'd definitely name one of them Over Easy. Sunny side up.
Let's see. Now here comes the link. If I can get my finger to work long enough to put it in there. I think it went. To me, that was a very interesting read. Plus, I'd already heard about it a long time ago. I mean, back in 2020, whenever it was. I mean, I knew it was out there, and I've talked about it 1,000 times. But anyway, there it is, and I hope people will read it. Because he makes a lot of sense.
I copied it and dropped it in my chat too, so it's in both chats.
Great.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna read that later. That's I didn't even know about that. And that was in 2020.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, him and his wife and I don't know how many other people got together and wrote it all out. At least that's what was reported to me. So, but I mean, there's stuff in there telling about everything that they've done up to this point, from the time, I'm talking about the bad guys, from the time they took over until today, and what he plans on doing about it. Now, that may be, at the bottom, the top, the middle. I don't remember where it was at, but it's in there. I can't wait, for him to get back in and just see what kind of world we're going to have when he can actually do some. Of course, I myself, and I agree with Hawk a lot here. I think that somehow or another the military is going to have to do this. It's not going to be Trump. It's going to have to be the military that does it. Which, I mean, it's what I thought all along, to be honest about it. But
no, I remember you saying that 4 years ago. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, because well, if he did it, it'd be there'd be too much hullabaloo then for that, to say the least. And that's another reason why Joe is president right now, is because, or resident, whatever you want to call him, is because they're letting all this bad stuff fall on him. They didn't want this bad stuff on Trump's record, because he didn't have anything to do with all this. This is made by these people from at least 1871. They've been the cause of every bit of it. Trump didn't have anything to do with it, so why should he have to take any of the blame for all this bad stuff that it has had to happen since Biden's been the president? You see what I'm saying?
No, yeah. But yeah, like who said it? My question is, did he leave the Second Amendment alone?
Oh, yeah. Trump has the Second Amendment. No, that's, as a matter of fact, the Second Amendment will be part of the Nasara Jasara. So that's already been signed into law and everything. It's just got to be acted upon. That's what 9/11 was all about. One of the things, in a way, was Nasara was supposed to came in on 9/11, and so they made 9/11 made that happen. So, for one reason anyway, so that they wouldn't have to bring in Nasara, because it was coming in otherwise.
Shoot, here, let me hold on. I want to wrong button. There we go. Here, can we pull the one I just shared back up? Because
Sure.
this is the rewrite of it says, Second Declaration of Independence distinguishes the United States of America from the subversive United States Corporation. It asserts that the U.S. Corp was formed illegally, that it is foreign owned, and that its shareholders have been quietly at war with America for over 150 years, treasonous operatives embedded within government, and the fake news networks purposely divided the citizenry and facilitate man, that's hard to read. Conflict among the nations to, oh, you know what? My glasses are right here. Why don't I just put those on?
Like your phone a while ago, Steve.
Right. Yeah. Except they're dirty. Can't see. Treasonous operatives embedded within government and the fake news networks purposely divide the citizenry and facilitate conflict among the natives to hide that U.S. Corp is and always has been the only real enemy of America. This second Declaration of Independence also repudiates with conviction U.S. Corp's satanically inspired plan for world governance, in addition to being of, by, and for the elite and not the people. Their falsely advertised pseudo utopian, unelected, totalitarian New World Order would supplant America's sovereignty and extinguish forever any semblance of liberty and prosperity, because natural inclinations predispose human beings to be short-sighted, malleable, and easily bamboozled. One might presume the American people should bear responsibility for being swindled out of their homeland, inherited from the forefathers who procured and secured it at great expense and much sacrifice, and for slowly but steadily trading their largely unappreciated blessings of liberty, opportunity, and prosperity for trinkets in the form of unearned comforts, frivolous indulgences, and glutinous pleasures. Geez. However, the transfer of ownership from American people was not conducted openly and with candor, but clandestinely through calculated design and nefarious means, without body consent and unconstitutionally. It is for the latter reason that American people claim their right to rectification, that the greatest heist in history was effected outside the constraints of the U.S. Constitution, and that those who were elected to represent America's best interest transgressed their, man, these are too many words. I don't know what the hell they mean. Fiduciary responsibility and exceeded their authority, warrants this proclamation that the American people are rightful owners of our land, our labor, our well-being, our future, and our children, for our benefit and the benefit of our posterity. As with any negotiated peace, after years of, I can't even read that.
Hang on just one second, Steve. Let me thank Doug for that kindly $50 donation. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that, brother. Big time. Thank you.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out, Doug.
I just want to say, I'm not quite sure what Saul is talking about here, but you talking about President Trump's plane yesterday or whenever it was. So if you are, I heard, and I'm not saying it's true, but I did hear that they had a missile threat for President Trump's plane, and that's one of the.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not reporting this. I'm just reporting that's what a report that I had gotten, and so, whether it happened or not, I don't know. But they landed 120 miles from where it's supposed to be, and then drove him there. So this is in Montana, I think. Where was that yesterday? Not sure where it's at now, but Montana. Yeah,
I didn't even hear about that. Missile threat? Damn.
that's what they said. It wasn't on the news. I mean, so this is one of the places I do my research at. I don't remember which one it was, I tell, but I don't remember which one it was. But anyway, that's what they reported, that he was. And they weren't absolutely positive about it. I want to make that plain. Wherever I read it at, they weren't positive about it. They were just saying that was a report that they had gotten at that time. It was a preliminary report. So,
Yeah, Wildlife says they had to do emergency landing in Billings, Montana Friday, so they say. And I agree with Wildlife too. That, Mutt, he said, I have a feeling there will be another attempt. I'm sure, yeah.
more than likely.
Oh, wait, Snook said that his plane had a hydraulic leak, no missile threat. He flew in a private plane to Raleigh and whatever that is, Montana.
I know. Yeah, like I said, they did say it was a preliminary report, so they, it's just that was one of the things that they had heard. They weren't reporting as true, so I just want everybody to understand that. I was just trying to get that out there so that if that was the case.
Hydraulics. Yeah, Big Chep says the same thing, hydraulic. Just throw some duct tape on it.
Well, though, that even if it was a missile threat, they more than likely wouldn't tell us. I mean, who would they say the missile threat was from? So they couldn't tell us who it was from.
Right.
Well, I know it's a long ways away, chessboard. I didn't mean to interrupt you on that, Steve. Just
Oh no, it was the end. It's not. I was glancing over it before I shared screen, and then when I was halfway through reading it, it's not what I thought it was anyway. So
on the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, no, it's not what I thought it was saying.
Anyway, he's telling about everything that's happened from 1871 on up to now.
Right.
And maybe even a little farther back.
Oh wait, there was more. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I just have to read it all later.
Yeah, it's a long article, man. I'm here to tell you, it's long.
Oh yeah, and that was just part of the second. So
same paragraph.
I lost it already. Oh, there it is.
I thought it was a darn good read myself, but I know I'm probably a little different from other people, and I kind of like things like that, But now, most people may not like to read about, new Declaration of Independence or whatever, but I do. So,
no, I'm very interested in it, but only because I don't think the Declaration of Independence should be changed.
Well, the reason he changed it though is because they changed everything up, from 1871 on. So that's what he's trying to tell. Now, who knows if this will actually take the place of the original one? But what he is doing with this is just telling people what has happened in all these years, and why all this had to be done to begin with, and that they're doing now. And that's why, more than likely, I'm not saying it is a reason, but it's more than likely why that thing there hadn't made such a big splash yet, is because they don't really want it to yet. But it made a pretty big splash when it first came out. I remember that, but then it just died down, But he is just explaining to people about what's happened since 1871 and probably before that. But we know what happened before that. It was the Garden of Eden and all that kind of good crap with our old buddy. Well, let me rephrase that. The old bastard Satan, and things along those lines.
Right.
Can you imagine how great the world would be if it wasn't for Satan? I mean, if he had to come there and mess around. Well, here's the thing, I guess now I don't know if I got this right or not. It's just my way of looking at it. But if he hadn't come in there and messed around with Adam and Eve, would they have ever had kids? Because they wouldn't have ever died. You know, God didn't really need anybody else at the time, I don't guess. He just wanted somebody to take care of his garden. And then Adam wanted somebody, you know, to be with him because he didn't like being alone, which I don't blame him.
Right.
So would they have ever had kids? And would we ever be where we're at now?
And it all goes back to like what I always say. I believe everything happens for a reason. And then you gotta have Satan, because that kind of goes in with like your free will, right? That gives you free will to make the right choice or the wrong choice, or to make the wrong choice and learn from it and then make the right choice, you know.
Yeah, but I think it could have been done without Satan. I don't think we needed him. You know, myself.
Yeah, what? Didn't have to be so damn evil.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. And it's kind of like these shows, you know, we talk about ghosts almost every week. And it's kind of like those shows, you know. I mean, golly, man, some of these things that I've been watching here over the past month or two, particularly about the people in Mexico, man, I'm telling you what, they are catching hell. I mean, from these damn demons, whatever you want to call them, poltergeists, whatever they are. And they come, you know, knock on the door, and people open the door. And when they open the door and these things come in, and they come running in, brrr, you can hear them running in the house. And once they're in control. I mean,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I seen some crazy video. I watched that channel Slapped Ham,
I watch some of it, not a lot.
but I'm gonna make another channel, and I'm gonna name it Flapped Spam instead of Slapped Ham.
Spam.
And I'm gonna remake his videos, but it's gonna be satire. It's gonna be like real obvious that it's satire, and then just name it Flap. I'm Stave with Flap Spam. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Miss Nina
And then
but that's what she'll do. Flap spam like that.
And then just do a reenactment of the videos that he shows, but it's gonna be obvious that it's satire and fake. But you know. No, I do too, Heather Joy. I love Slapped Ham. I actually was gifted a membership on his channel, which is crazy because he's got how many millions? So I was gifted a membership with someone that's got millions of subscribers. What are the odds? That's like winning the lottery.
Oh, I got you, Debbie. I was trying to figure out what you meant there. I see what you're saying. Really? He said, I hate to tell you, brother, but you're shadow banned. I don't doubt that at all. I didn't get a notification when you popped up in my feed when I clicked on something without chat. But I'm glad you got here, Debbie. I've been expecting or suspecting that for a long time anyway. A lot of people tell me they don't get my notifications. Even my kin folks. So it's not surprising. That's the thing of it, you know, unless you know somebody's coming on at a certain time, you know, if you're a friend or anybody you want to watch, and they're doing that to them, well, you don't tell them how many shows you miss before you realize they've been on. And myself, I like to watch them live, you know, when I'm going to watch them. Taking those positions like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I got your chessboard. Well, I think all those agencies are about to go away myself here pretty soon. Because if you remember, the Supreme Court ruled here a year or two ago that they were all created illegally, because of that, you know, they weren't properly authorized by Congress and funded by Congress. So I think they're all going to take a nosedive. I don't say they can keep from it, but we shall see. We shall see.
Brew W.
Where Brew? There, Brew. What's up, Brew? Good to see you, Brew. Hadn't seen Brew around in a while. Typical English guy. What's up, typical English guy? Been a while since seen you too. Welcome, brother.
Oh, what, is he just like a typical English guy or something?
That's exactly what he's like. Like a typical English guy.
Aloha.
That stiff upper lip.
I love my brothers and sisters across the pond.
Oh, absolutely.
My buddy Simon. I wish I'd get a hold of my buddy Simon, man. I haven't seen or talked to him in over 5 years. Man, cool dude.
What seems to be the problem? You can't get hold of him.
Just well, because we used to hang out in Detroit when I was in my mid-20s, and he was here on well, not here, but he was in Michigan on a visa for work, and then we used to hang out at TGA Fridays every night and drink beer and get shit faced drunk. But then one of the bartenders, Brandy, shout out to Brandy, they fell in love, and
Good name
they
for
got
her.
married. What's that?
Working at a bar. Good name for her. Good name for her working at a bartender as a bartender, wasn't it, Brandy?
Right. Yeah. But then they were engaged to get married, but not for like another year and a half. But then his visa was up, so he was going to have to leave. So then they decided, well, we'll just get married now, and then you'll be an American citizen, and you won't. Then fixes all that, right? So they do, and then they go for their honeymoon. They go to England, and she loved it there so much they never came back. So now he's an American. He's born and raised in England, and now an American citizen living in England.
He's kind of confused, ain't he?
Yeah, he gets confusing, but then I moved, and then changed phone numbers and lose contact, and
Yep, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And I got friends I hadn't seen in I don't know when, and one of them only lives about maybe 15 miles from here. And he's the last friend I got left, really. But here's the thing: when the reason I don't go see me more than I do is because when my wife died, we made a deal. I'd come over to his place one time and we'd hang out, and the next time he'd come over to my place. Well, I've been over to his place about 20 times. He ain't been to mine once.
Mhm.
I said, well, you go jump in the lake. It's your turn to come over to my place. And then I'll come back over. But no, man, I mean, that is the truth. That's what happened. But, when you make a deal, you got to keep it at least one time.
right. That's
At least my way of looking at it.
Oh yeah, see LSP. That's what I'm not sure. Dual citizen. I'm pretty sure it's. I never got a chance to ask, but I just know the story was funny because they didn't have to get married a year early, which doesn't matter because they're still like head over heels for each other, which I think is awesome. They had 2 kids, 2 boys.
Well, if he became a citizen, it almost has to be dual citizenship.
Right.
And I definitely don't know the laws on that, but I would think so.
I'm in the same boat, Wildlife. I have hundreds, if not thousands, of acquaintances, but and you know what? I realized this the other day. I had a job, and I was telling you about this earlier, Ronnie, how the existing at the time, the existing water heater 40-gallon lowboy was in the garage, but in the rafters, like 20 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But then he wanted the new one on ground level, so I had to like run all this pipe. But I still had to get that old heater down, and I was by myself. And I'm like, I'll just get someone to help me. I'll pay him for a day's work to come help me. And then I'm like, can't call Ronnie, he's in Texas. Can't call Creek Squad, he's in Louisiana. I can't call Dave, he's in Michigan. I can't. Shit, man. I got friends, but I don't have any friends here.
Mm-hmm. You can still call, though. I mean, come on.
Right. Walk me through it on the phone, man. But I did get it down, though, man. And even the customer was like, wow, I'm impressed, dude. I don't know. That's just the way I was raised. If it's got to be done, make it work. Make it happen. I made it happen. So, Bonnie's aloha.
Hello, Bonnie. Welcome, Bonnie.
I went, was it? I think it was you, Ronnie, a couple weeks ago asking about David Devine. And like, where's David Devine been? But I did a live with them. See, there goes my yesterday. Seems like I think it was Friday night. And him and Bonnie's and a couple other people are going to be doing Wednesday night live stream. I forgot what time. I think it was Wednesday. See, I don't even remember. But anyway.
I caught a little bit of that. I didn't catch much of it, but I caught a little bit of that show, your show at night. I guess it's you and David. I don't know how y'all had that set up.
Yeah, it was me and David, and then Bonnie's came up, and Buff drinks a lot, but or Sick Productions, or he's got a couple different channel names, but David was really tired, so he didn't stick around for too long. But
well, that's what I noticed. I went out of the room or something and came back, and he was gone. I thought, well, where in the hell did David go? Well, he wasn't up there.
right,
And it took him forever to get up there to begin with.
right. I know he was tired.
That must be what you call a cameo appearance.
Yep. But plus, he just got back from vacation too, and he's had a lot going on. So, but I don't know. It was cool because it was good to. It's weird because just a couple of weeks ago, I think it was me and you and a couple of other people were like, "What happened to David Devine? We haven't seen him in a while." And then out of the blue, he just texted me and he's like, "You want to go live?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, go live."
Yeah, I heard him say that, and I thought, man, David's asking people to go live. What's going on here? He must be bored or something. Lord have mercy.
But that's why we all got to tune in on Wednesday because then we'll find out. We'll find out more about it.
Well, now Wednesday, y'all be going up against me now because that's my night. I'm always on Wednesday.
Oh, really? See, that's why I miss a lot because I know Creek is on Wednesday night too.
Yeah, Creek is on Wednesday night.
Well, technically for me,
I'm going around on Wednesday. I'll put it like that. There really ain't no normal night for me anymore, but just most time it winds up Wednesday night somehow or another. I don't know how, but it does. But anyway,
I think Sundays are the best. Regardless, Sundays are the absolute best. Like what we do. I think this is the best time slot, best day, just all around.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. No, we got 67 people in here. It's what it's showing now. We had close to 80 a while ago.
Yep. Yeah, I think. Yeah, when I gifted the 5 memberships, we were over 70. That's why I did. But I mean, over 70 altogether. Not.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, you got 53, and I got 20.
Yep. Same exact thing mine shows. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button. Like button on both
Hit
of them.
the like. Do it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and you got to remind me, Ronnie, too. I got a couple more thumbnails for you. I keep forgetting to send you. I worked on a couple. Actually, I'll send one of them to you right now.
All right. I keep forgetting how to put those things, how to get them to where I can use them. But so you'll have to explain that to me again. If I go more than 1 week, Steve, I forget stuff.
I'm kind of the same way.
Sometimes it's 1 day.
I'm like, dude, I just did this a week ago. What? And yeah, I'm the same way.
Hello, Tyne. How you doing, girl? Good to see you.
Tyne Duff, aloha.
And by the way, where is Kevin? You seen Kevin?
Where is Kevin? Kevin. You know what I'll do? I'll send it to your email because it's easier if I send it to your email to.
Yeah.
Then you can save it on your computer. Let's see. There we go.
But you still have to tell me how to get it up, in the deal where I can, use it.
Right. Yep. But yeah, as long as you get the email and then hit the download thing, as long as you do that, then I can tell you the rest.
Okay.
How to use it on your.
It hadn't come in yet, so. So I don't see it yet.
Oh, really? Shoot.
Let me go up here and try this one. Let's see. Oh, this one here be the one it's on. I got about 6 different emails. Yeah, here it is.
Okay, got it.
So what? Tell me what I do now. I got it on there, so I just click on it. I got it. I clicked on it.
No, not even click on it. If you just hover your mouse or your whatever over it,
yeah,
it should say download. like a little thing should pop up and say download.
There's a little arrow.
Yep. And then if you just click download,
It's
then
downloaded.
now you're good. Now it's in your computer, and then later on we can.
Okay. Got you, bro. Thank you.
So that way you don't lose even if you lose that email, you still have that picture downloaded to your computer.
Got you. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm looking at it right now. Got the puppet masters out there, huh?
Yep. Shoot, I'm just looking at them. I don't remember which. Oh, this one. Oh, shoot. Well, that is the one, but I forgot the text or the words.
Oh.
I'll have to. I don't know what happened to it. It's supposed to say Ronnie Cash. All right, I'll redo it later and send it again.
All right, that'll work.
But that's pretty cool. You know, that's actually 7 different pictures.
Really? You were busy fever on that one, wasn't you?
It takes 7 different pictures and then blend them in to make it look like one. But yeah, all the political demons pulling the strings.
That's exactly what they look like too.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they are.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's see. Our big praying and fasting in this country, there will be an election. I think there's a lot of people praying and everything, but I don't think there's going to be an election. I just don't. I think there's going to be so much stuff happening before then that we can't. There will be no need for one. We'll see, though.
Well, they have the ballot boxes, but as Biden himself calls it, the battle box. Remember he said that?
That's a pretty good name for
him. It was funny because he meant to say ballot box, but he's well, we're all peaceful and we can get along. You do that at the battle box. It's like you meant. He probably just shit his pants. He wasn't paying attention.
What would we have done for the last 4 years if it hadn't been for Biden? I mean, just think all the last week. Man.
I know. As many times as we laughed and made fun of things, I mean, we'd be pretty bored.
Like Trump always says the world is making fun of us. Well, that's true, but we're making fun of Biden, so it all works out, you know.
Yep. It all equals itself out.
Yeah. I mean, it don't bother me at all. Well, I mean, believe me, I'd much, much, much rather have Trump in there. But if we got to have somebody that's a total nincompoop, why not him? Okay, do you think what's her name, Harris, will be as funny as Biden? Could she possibly be without even trying?
I don't know about funny, but irritating, annoying. Like I seriously can't. And it's not just because of her position or anyone. If I ran into someone like her on the street, I would run the other way because her voice, her stupid laugh, I just can't. Oh, it's so fake. I can't stand it.
It's a cackle. I mean, she sounds to me. It reminds me of a big chicken cackling. It's exactly what it's like.
And it's forced.
Yeah,
it's very. So even when I meet someone like that on the street, I'm just like, oh no, I can't. I cannot do it. Even a customer, I'm like, oh please, I need to get out of here. I can't take it. So even worse, if she actually does take that position. No, I would try to make fun of her, but it'd be so hard because it would just drive me crazy. Can't stand it.
She'll never make it. I mean, I can't imagine. Even in the wildest, stupidest dream I ever had, where she could become president of the United States after only getting less than 1% in the Democratic nomination thing in 2020.
A month ago, nobody was supporting her. And then all of a sudden,
well, you seen all those people at the airport, so that's changed.
Right. There's proof right there.
That's right. She don't have to draw circles like Biden did. All
the puppet masters were like, "She's the golden child. Now we support her." And then all the sheeple went, "Kamala, Kamala." I actually was driving like 3 or 4 days ago and a car next to me, I was coming up, like getting ready to pass them, and she had a bumper sticker, and I know it was a she because I made sure to look. It said Kamala. I was like, what? So when I drove by, I slowed down a little bit, looked, and I was like, she was like a middle-aged. She had blue hair, you know.
Says it all, don't it?
Yep. And it's like, damn, that's fast. You already got Kamala sticker? Wow. And that's all it said. It just said Kamala, nothing else. Blue and white. Kamala was in white and the background was blue. That's it. Nothing else.
Well, I mean, you know, I think the way they look at it, Steve, is they know there's no point in wasting any more money on this thing than they have to. And so however much money she's brought in since this all took place, since Biden decided not to run, I think that they said, well, let's try to make it look halfway reasonable, but let's don't go all in either, because
right.
That's why she had that little sticker on it back there, just said Kamala, because they know damn well she ain't gonna win. There ain't no way. I don't think they can cheat enough to do that. I honestly don't. They could have China, Russia, and everybody else, behind her. I still don't think they could cheat enough. Hello, Miss Karen. Welcome, girl. Good to see you.
Karen Reese, aloha, family emergency. I hope everything's all right.
Yeah, me too.
You know who I feel bad for though, Ronnie, is the business guys, like the local business guys that are just trying to make a living, and then they ordered like a shit ton of shirts that say FJB on it, and they like rented a storage unit and they got all these boxes of FJB shirts.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and then they're sitting there going, oh shit, what am I gonna do with all these FJB shirts?
Well, she's still basically the same thing. I mean,
yeah.
If I wanted a JB, one of those shirts, I'd still buy one. It wouldn't bother me none, because that just change the name to her in my mind, and that'd be good enough for me. Because to me, they're one and the same thing. I mean, she's worse. Well, I don't know if she could be worse or not. Is it possible to be worse?
I think so. Because not only that, she's fake and annoying, but she actually is in the state of mind where she knows that she's purposely lying and purposely being fake. Joe just had no idea. He was, hey, okay, look, okay, guys, look.
I think he knew myself. I just think he was a better liar. I mean, he's so used to it. After all them years of being, what has he been in now since 1840 or something like that? As a so he has to be used to it. But yeah, man, her. Well, I agree with what Wolverine said there. I don't know if she could be more so or not, but she's as much. That's for sure.
Yeah, that really boiled my blood when I heard that story about her, that she put a innocent man in prison and he did 13 years.
Oh yeah.
And then they found out he was innocent and they released him, and she still took him back to court to try to prosecute him again.
Yep.
That is commie evil, very evil shit.
Yeah, and I forgot, what was that over though? Why did she try to send him back? I forgot now.
I forgot too. Shit, I just watched it a couple days ago too.
Yeah, me too, and I can't remember what it was for. I read about it, one or the other. But anyway, yeah, man. What she had against that guy, I don't remember, but she had something against him, and he was innocent.
Yeah, and he already did 13 years. You took 13 years of his life away. He spent in prison, and like, even if I don't care what you got against him, you already won that because you took 13 years of his life away, and then you're going to try to do it again.
Hello, Leanne. How you doing, girl? Good to see you.
Leanne Luigi.
And, it gets me hurt claiming to be an African American, and yet while she was the Attorney General of California, that was exactly all the people she was trying to send to jail. The longest is African Americans. and keeping them. I mean, she wasn't messing around. She was sending them and keeping them.
And she was keeping people in prison after their release dates for free labor.
Oh yeah, sure was. I'll tell you, man, it's if people, even the ones that think they like her, if they'll just take a look at her, and you know what, I'd just stay home. I wouldn't vote if I had to vote for her. I don't care if I was a Democrat through and through, upside down and backwards. There ain't no way that I'd go out and vote for anybody like that. It's just me, of course, but hey, I wouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, you know where I stand on that too. That's, I think the typical English guy mentioned something earlier in chat similar about it, but like I always say, doesn't matter if you're left or right, red or blue, government doesn't give a damn about you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to vote because I believe this is just my beliefs, my opinion. You might not like me for it. That's all right. I'm just being honest, but I believe they're all in on it together.
Well, as I said a million times, and I truly believe it, I think they all were too, except I definitely believe Trump is 100% different myself. And we'll definitely find out, you know, but that's just me. But I understand where you're coming from, Steve, and you're definitely welcome to your opinion. Everybody is.
Right. And then, I mean, and if I was forced, if I had no choice, but I had to vote, it would obviously be Trump. But I started thinking that too, especially with the red flag laws and indemnifying all police. It's just certain, it's like, I don't know, man.
Well, you know, a lot of times he says stuff, though, that he's, and why he does it, I don't know. But a lot of times he says to him, but here's the thing about all that, even if he does really mean that, is that once this is all said and done, according to Nassara, and you have to go read all this stuff to really understand it, but everything is going to be reduced by at least 80%. I mean, politicians, police, everything. So the way we look at freedom now is going to be a whole lot different under the new law. That is Nassara, National Economic Stabilization and Rehabilitation Act. That's what that stands for. And it'll when it's all done, it'll be GISAR, which is global. You know, it's the same thing except it's global. But it's all going to be. We'll be going back somewhere in the 1700s as far as the laws go. You know, and then prices and everything, at least from all I've read now, will be like 1955 prices. When you buy a house, it'll be like a 1955 price, or a car, 1955 price. But the main thing to me is we won't have all these police, all these government officials, you know, all that crap. Everything will be different. Literally everything. And so I think that's one thing he means by it. I don't know that for a fact, but but I don't know what you're saying. I don't agree with some of that either, Steve. I really don't. I mean,
I mean, it's a shitty. Well, I don't know. I agree with Big Chat. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead. Sorry, Chat. Big Chap. I seen that message, so had to sing it. But no, yeah, and what Snook said. If you don't vote, you got no. But I don't know. Everyone voted in 2020, right? Can't really say much more, but you know what I'm saying.
And
everyone voted in 2020, and there's no way that was accurate numbers. So,
oh no, but that whole thing was in my strong opinion, was a setup by the good guys. I mean, they didn't want Trump to be president. But the thing is, Trump is still president. That's what everybody don't get. He is still the president. That's what the 45-47 means. And if you go read up on it, you'll find out what I'm talking about. I'm not going to try to explain on here because of a few things, but that is what it means. What they did was somebody had to be in there, like I said a while ago, to get all these bad things done that they want done and out of the way. And they didn't want that to be on front because he's not the one that caused all this stuff to begin with. It was these bad guys that's been in there since at least 1871 that got us in this mess to begin with. And so they're putting all the blame where it would have belonged, and that's on people like, the ones that are supposedly leading the country now. But I mean, I definitely see your point about the police, because I don't agree with that either. I definitely don't agree with it. I mean, get away with anything? No. You are talking about
what I truly believe is that it's first of all, before I say that part, is the word govern means to control, right? Government, to control. So what I really think it is it's us, we the people, against them, and they are winning big time.
Yeah, because we the people give it to them, give them that power. But
exactly. So when people say if you don't vote, you can't complain. Well, it's like, what if nobody voted? What if nobody voted at all? And they're just like, well, yeah, because we the people are in charge, not you. So we're not voting. We don't want to be governed,
Oh, Ghetto, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Welcome, Ghetto. Now, what I'm saying is that I don't think, to me, it wasn't the voting that gave it to them. It was our not saying anything or not enough of things when they started doing all these rotten things, like abortion and all that. That's when the people should have stood up and raised hell, including me, which I didn't do it at the time, to stop the Supreme Court or make them go back the other way on abortion. And not just abortion, but many other laws has been passed in this country by these evil crooks where none of us stood up and said anything. I mean, to me, you got to have a leader of some kind somewhere. I mean, somebody's got to be, I mean, like in the military, for instance. If you're in the military, well, can you imagine what kind of military you'd have if no one was the leader? You'd be shooting each other and everything else.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't argue that. We still need some kind of leadership, but yeah, it's just they got so powerful and such big egos. That's what I believe. That's why it's gotten to where we're at now.
There's definitely big egos involved. Ain't no doubt about that. No doubt.
Oh, is that what it is, Big Chat? Govern to rule, mind mentality. Yep, to rule the mind. That's okay. I said it wrong, but I was close. But yeah, that's the actual definition.
Well, and that's exactly what they do too. I got to agree, man, because they've been working to rule our minds ever since the Garden of Eden. I mean, that's just all there is to it, and they're still doing it so far. I just pray that that everybody will wake up and see what the world has become. And you don't even have to go back to the Garden of Eden. Just since 1871, just start reading up on it, and you'll darn sure find out what has happened. I mean, it's just pitiful the way that what our country has become since that date. And we were set up. I mean, they set us up like a big old turkey on a river or something, and then started shooting, and we couldn't fly. And still hadn't been able to fly since. That's what all this has been about, is these last 8 years in a way, is trying to get people to wake up and understand. And believe me, I think when this all finally comes out, we're going to all see that this was a military operation from the word go. And I think it's all came through JFK Jr. and Trump. They somehow or another they got to work with the military. I don't know how, but somehow or another they did. They put this plan together with a lot of help from God, in my opinion, because I don't think any of this would have ever worked without God. Period. I mean, otherwise, if it wasn't for God, we'd already been in World War III. I mean, you think things are bad now, it ain't nothing compared to what it would have been or could have been. There's some awful brilliant men working on it, I can tell you that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you know what? Because you remember how big of a Trump supporter I used to be, right? I gave all my flags and all my stuff away, but I still have something, and I thought of this yesterday or the day before, but I want to say if Trump wins, but I actually want to say when Trump wins. Oh, here, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna go grab it and show you.
All right.
But I'm gonna free raffle, but I'm gonna raffle this off. But give me 2 seconds. I'll go grab it.
All right. Well, I know I shall pray he wins. Oh, absolutely not, Ghetto. No. No, I don't. No, that's not what I said either. I said I think that Trump and the military got together somewhere along the line, and JFK Jr., somewhere along the line, and came up with this plan that they're working now. And that's what we're going through now. It's called continuation of government. And I think that's exactly where we are, and we'll all be finding out here, hopefully by November or earlier.
Does anybody know who Forgiato Blow is, or remember Forgiato Blow?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who it is.
It's autographed by him too. But never been worn. Brand new, still 4 years old, but brand new, and autographed by Forgiato Blow.
Yeah, he's the guy that was on Paint the Trump all the time back.
Yeah, yeah.
Along there.
So
yeah.
if Trump wins, I'll raffle this off and mail it to you. In America, though, I can't ship it out of the country.
You might as well go ahead and get to raffling it now because he's going to be the president. Whether there's an election or not, he's going to be the president. He's already the president. I'm just telling everybody right now, he's the president. Trump is. Believe it or not, I don't care, but he's the president. Wouldn't argue with you about it, but that's my strong opinion. I don't think he's ever stopped being president. It's just they had to make it look like, Turd is president. And I know it's hard for people to understand that don't get it. I understand that. It's why, I ain't going to argue nobody about it because if you don't understand, you don't understand it. But that's why this guy has been acting president for the last 3.5 years because they didn't want this bad stuff to go down on him. They had all kinds of stuff they had to put out there, and I guarantee you there has been more openness in the government and everything the past, year or two at least, than there ever has been before about, stuff coming out that we didn't know about. And there's going to be a lot more come out. I mean, it's going to be a flood of it. Then when it's all ready to be tied up into a little present, I think that's when somehow or another the military will say, "Yeah, this has been a plan. It's been a continuation of the government plan, and we done this a long time ago. Trump agreed to help us. That's why the military went and seen him back in 2015 and asked him to run. They asked him to run because it was all in the plan for him to run anyway, when they got ready. And it was either him run then or there was going to have to be a big turnover, a military turnover in this country. And I ain't going to say that word, but everybody should know what it is in this country. And they didn't want to go that route. So they went the route, get Trump to run. And that's basically what happened.
Hey, the chef. Aloha, brother. Good to see you. And I like what Mutt said. In my opinion, Trump is simply the lesser of two evils. But if that's the case and you vote, that means that you're still voting for evil, right?
Well, look at it this way, Chef. This is their plan to make it look that way. That's what you're missing. Just look at it from the other point of view. I mean, I know what you're saying there. Believe me, I know what you're saying. It wouldn't be this messed up, but they wanted it this messed up to, they're trying to get a point across to people and wake them up. That's what it is. And there's still going to be a bunch of people that don't wake up even after this is all said and done. But this is my opinion, and agree or don't, it don't make me no difference.
And you know what? Real quick, shout out to the chef, man. He came on my panel the other night. Great guy. and introduced me to a great country musician, um, Adam Grant. So definitely go check Adam Grant out. He's yeah.
I guess I know him.
Actually, if you want to play a little bit of the song.
Sure.
You don't have to worry about copyright or anything. It's it is.
Hang on, let me answer this question from Ghetto right quick. Well, because Ghetto, what happened is with you remember how the election 2020 went with mail-in voting and stuff. With that, it kind of makes it a presidency and not a presidency. But the way they went about doing it and everything, and I can't explain it here. I wish I could. I can't. But believe me, just read up on continuation of government and stuff like you'll find it. You just gotta be willing to look a little bit harder than normal. But it's there, brother. I guarantee you. I wished I could talk about it. Here you go, Steve.
But yeah, I'll just play a little bit of this because then I didn't realize we were already going over 2 hours. But I still have to go to work, and then I have to drive into town too. So
I didn't realize it either.
I know time flies, man. But you know what? That's good because that means we're having a good time. So, but I'll just play like a minute of this because I don't want to take views away either. So after this, I'll drop the link in the chat, and then you guys can go check it out later. But yeah, great musician.
Troubled times, I'm afraid the better days that we've seen have done passed us by. Nothing but lies. You can't believe a damn word that they say. They're messing with our lives. News on the TV, nothing but negativity, just poison to the soul. What's right is wrong, what's wrong is right. They challenge God's word with all their might. I can't help but wonder, where's this country gone? Lunatics and politics, about enough to make you sick. It's corruption to the bone. Mr. Washington, D.C., best thing you can do for me is leave me the hell alone. Hey, I'm just a good old boy, raising hell and making noise. I'm 80 million strong. Ain't much for backing down. Gonna fight and stand my ground. Got an army of my own. Best thing you can do for me, leave me the hell alone.
So, all right, I don't want to take the views away. So that's just like a snippet. But Adam Grant, I'll put the.
Good night, Miss Karen. Yeah, he does a damn good job. No doubt about it.
Yeah, see, I'll put it in both chats so you guys can go check it out. But and he's got other great songs too. I was checking them out after the chef came on the panel the other night. We were hanging out and introduced me to him, and then afterwards, he's a great musician, great singer. All right, there's that. gonna go put it in your chat. There you go. But cool. And what did I see in chat? Someone said I'm not sure who said it. Someone said something that, oh yeah, Mutt said still have much love, bro. I still have much love for everybody, brother. So you'd have to do a lot to make me not love you. I love everybody.
You're right, Ridge Runner. I thoroughly agree with that. It's exactly who he is. And Q, in my opinion, is John F. Kennedy Jr. Just my opinion again. That's who I think it is.
Hey, typical English guy, man. Have a great night. Much love and aloha. It was good to meet you. I don't think I've seen you around before today, so.
He used to come to my chat a lot, and spend quite a bit of time with us, but I hadn't seen him lately. But welcome back, typical English guy.
Yeah, come check out my channel too. I've never seen you in my chat. Not that I remember. But we have a lot in common. I like the way you think.
And thank you, Mr. English, typical English guy. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it very much. Well, you ready to call it a night?
Yeah, I was just gonna read what Snook said, because you said you do have a very good heart, Steve. And I was gonna say thank you. And speaking of, because I got to go do a job real quick at my neighbor's house, and then Nina and I have to go to town and feed the homeless. Well, we don't have to. We want to, and that's what we're gonna do. So.
No, not yet, Mutt. I know that's hard to believe, but not yet. Y'all going to go do feeding the homeless tonight?
Yeah,
that's a good thing to be doing. I mean, it really is.
We did a little bit yesterday, but the area we went to, there was only three different dudes. Well, technically four, but one was high as a kite and a little sketchy, but it was awesome, man. That's what I was working on before, or for like 3 hours this morning. Then I got ready and jumped on here with you. And then last night I was up to like 1 o'clock in the morning, but great interview with that guy. And I'm working on trying to get that video out soon. Cause dude, it's just, I'll fill you in just a little bit and then I got to go. But good guy, hard worker. He was a fireman. He was born and raised in Connecticut, a fireman, had a job, got a job out here, moved out here. Shit happened. Now he's homeless, living on the streets. It's, so.
Well, do you think it's the rich people that are running Hawaii, or how do you look at it, Steve? I mean, you live there, so how do you look at it? Is it the rich people that are doing it because of all making everything so high? What the hell's going on? Or is it just the liberals?
I think it's the government. I mean, the government's very, very blue.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And yeah, they have no problem. I mean, taxes are ridiculous. I mean, it's very expensive if I made the same money I make now but lived in the Midwest, dude, I'd be set. But I'm broke. Like, I'm busting my ass just to get by,
You know what? Now this, I don't mean this to sound like I'm being an asshole or nothing, but why don't y'all move back to somewhere like the Midwest or something? Where you can.
The same reason I moved here, because I hate the cold.
Well, I mean, you can move somewhere it's not quite as cold as Michigan.
Right. Well, with that being said, though, we are planning on, I don't know how soon it's going to happen, but within the next year or so, we want to do the van life, like live out of the van, and we want to go to California and just cruise across the mainland and visit you guys, everyone I know from YouTube.
You realize if you go to California, you'd be the same thing as Hawaii.
Right. Well, no, but that's where we'll start our journey, I guess you say.
Yeah.
But we want to go from there, all the way to New York, Massachusetts, up to Michigan, down to Florida, work our way back. But it's going to be like a year-long trip.
Man, right. You better have some money put back, is all I say, because that's going to cost some money. It's down sale.
That's the thing. That's the hardest part for me because, once we do that, it's not like I can get a call and go make money real quick. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's a financial thing, and
I know. Well, if you can swing it, tell me how you did it.
well, I won't tell you what bank, but no, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know you're like I've said a million times before, you're the most popular guy in the world. You get to go everywhere for free. Nothing costs you anything.
Oh, that would be so nice. That is my ultimate goal in life. Not even really that, but that's my ultimate goal in life is to be able to live comfortably and not have to worry about money.
Ain't that all of our goals? Yeah.
Right.
Well, I would put getting to heaven first myself, but yeah, just living, not having to worry about where your next meal is coming from, basically.
Yep.
What I would say.
And like they always say, everyone's just one paycheck away from being homeless, especially in Hawaii.
Kevin showed up.
Kramer.
Damn. Well, right at the end of the show when he comes in.
Well, at least we can get our approval now.
I don't know. He didn't watch enough of it to know. So is it going to even count? Shame on you, William. Where you been? But no, I wish y'all all the luck in the world, man, and I hope you can make it here to do that. I'd love to see y'all.
Yeah, I would love to, man. It'd be so awesome. But working on it. We're definitely been working on it for about 6 months, but
well, it's like the old saying goes, I guess you want to do something bad enough, you'll find a way.
Yep, like I was saying earlier with that water heater, I had to get down. Make it happen.
That's right. That's all you can do.
You can't have that mentality where, like, oh, this sucks. Well, why? It sucks because you're letting it suck. If you really want it, make it happen.
Yeah. Thank you, brother, for showing up and being here.
Yeah, much love, Big Chap. Always good to see you, brother. And you're still, my sticker and your sticker is still the only stickers on Nina's car. It says, Harloha, Big Chap.
I got one over on my front door, Big Chap. I hadn't even got a sticker from you to put on anything.
Oh, man, I'll have to send you one. Shoot.
Yeah.
I'll definitely send you one.
I got one on my front door, Chaps.
Big bad chap.
If you're ready to call it a night, I am, brother. I know you said you got some stuff you got to go do. So.
Yep. Yeah. I'll give my final thoughts and then I'll drop down and let you close it out. But I'm just gonna say what I always say, and it's at the end of the day, we all have more in common than we don't. So don't focus on the little things we don't have in common. Focus on all the good things we do have in common. And life in the world will be a better place. And with that being said, have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, and beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless. Oh, and I love you, brother Ronnie.
Love you, brother Steve. God bless you, brother.
Yep, God bless. You too, brother.
Good night. There goes Mr. Steve Harloha, the most famous guy in America, maybe even the world. And probably is in the world. But anyway, thanks to all y'all for hanging out with us tonight. You too, Monty, even though you just got here. What's up, Monty? Good to see you, brother. I don't know if you just got here or not, Monty. But anyway, welcome, brother. But anyway, thank you, Steve, for coming on with me. And thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. And listen, I'll be on between now and Wednesday night anyway on one of my channels. I don't know which one yet, but I hope y'all all be there. And I agree a lot with what Steve says on everything. Don't think I don't. But I mean, yeah, we disagree on a few things, but I mean, Steve and I, we like each other a lot. We know exactly what the other person thinks and feels. And so there is no, believe me, there is no animosity between me and Steve at all anywhere. We're just good friends that, you know, disagree on things here and there, but very few. But myself, I back President Trump 1,000%, and I will until I see him. And I pray I never see him turn crook, but if I do, that's when I'd back off in a hurry. But I don't think he's a crook at all. And I think he's going to do a great job for our country when he actually gets back into the Oval Office. Not just as a, well, I better shut up there. I'll get myself in trouble again. But anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for showing up, hanging out with us. Love all you guys. And hope to see y'all either tomorrow night, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night. 'Cause I don't know which night I'm going to be on yet. But I'll be on one of those. So, much love to all of you. Y'all have a blessed upcoming week. Good night, everyone.